Joining me right now is former Republican Senate candidate and former WWE CEO, Linda McMahon. Linda, good to see you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. So you ran for the Senate twice. You've seen this up close and personal. Does anything here surprise you? I mean, what's your take on Cruz and Kasich now getting together against Trump?
Well, clearly politics makes strange bedfellows.
Yeah,
I think we're seeing that for sure. And it's, you know, some say, well, here it is. This is the last throwdown for these guys. They've got to get together in order to stop Trump. But it's, you know, it just remains to be seen.
What are your thoughts headed into the Connecticut primary? I mean, give us the flavor of the Connecticut voter today. What do you think will be driving them when they head to the polls tomorrow night? What's most important to the Connecticut residents?
Well, what's most important, and it remains and has been even when I ran in 2010 and 12, it's the economy and it's jobs. It's the fact that, you know, even though the percentage of unemployment is better over the last couple of years, there's still more people out of work. And the economy in Connecticut is tough. The governor's getting ready to lay off 2,500 state employees. We're a $900 million deficit. So that could affect voters going to the polls because it's the administration that is in office now. So whether there's any blowback or not will remain to be seen.
It's quite extraordinary. And then there's the tax reform story. People want to see that they can get somebody in there to actually lead when it comes to the economy, taxes, and jobs. Do we know who that candidate is? I mean, what are you feeling about Connecticut voters and how they'll go?
Well, the gubernatorial race is 2 years from now in Connecticut, and you know, it's still a very, very blue state. But there are some good candidates, I think, that will be emerging for the governorship, and you know, we hope to see a leader in there that will have better tax reform.
Are you expecting a contested convention?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, I think Donald is making the hardest push that he can. But with this collusion now, I'll call it collusion.
He called it collusion. And by the way, it's not illegal in politics.
No, it's not. But, you know, with Cruz and Kasich, we'll just have to see.
You launched a new company. You're aiming to promote leadership for women, leadership opportunities for women. Tell me about Women Leadership Live.
Yes, it's fantastic. I'm really having such a good time with it and really understanding the need for this kind of an organization. Women's Leadership Live, you can learn more about us at womensleadershiplive.com. It's to train women to be successful, ever how they determine success. If they've left the job market and are coming back, if they're starting a company, if they're in mid-level management and aspire to go to the C-suite, it's our goal to help them to do that.
Why do you think women still face this glass ceiling? When you look at Wall Street, you look at politics, you look at so many industries, and still women are hard-pressed to get that corner office, the CEO office.
I often hear it's because women lack confidence to promote themselves, and so we're hoping that at Women's Leadership Live, that's one of the things that we can help do. Women statistically are shown if they have a community of support and have mentors, they do better. Men mentoring women in the workplace is another thing that really is helpful, you know, to women come up the corporate ladder.
Let me ask you about politics and women. If Hillary were to choose a woman, would that help? I mean, is the woman thing working this election?
You know, I've always felt, personally, you elect the candidate you think is best for the job. Not based on race, not based on gender, but based on who really can do the job.
I feel the same way about that.
And I think I think really the more of our voting public, I think, looks at it that way as well. I would hope so, that they want the best candidate for the job.
Okay. So is there a mistake that women make in business? Is there a mistake that women make in leadership that you have identified with this new company?
I think that women don't support each other well enough. I found that when I was running. Women really don't support each other well enough, whether it's in a company, whether it's in a community, whatever it is, and we need to get behind, you know, our women managers and leaders. But the women leaders need to step up also and be an example for that leadership.
And of course, you yourself were a CEO at WWE. You're the CEO now, obviously, of Women's Leadership Live. But I want to bring this up because we are remembering last week, the legend China, a.k.a. Joni Laurer. You knew her, obviously.
I did.
My condolences.
Thank you. You know, it's always a loss when you've had someone who's come up in the ranks like Joni. She was kind of in the forefront of the women's power position in WWE, so she'll be missed.
That had to be hard. I mean, how hard was that for you as a woman to be leading this organization, which just seems like it's so much testosterone?
Well, actually, you know, one of the things that WWE has done just recently is renamed its entire women's division. It is now the Women's Championship, not the Divas Championship, because women's superstars are equal to the men's superstars in WWE, and that's been a change in philosophy. And I think Stephanie McMahon, as the chief brand officer, has had an awful lot to do with that.
And that's obviously by design.
Yes,
Yeah.
by design.
Linda, great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Linda McMahon joining us this morning. We'll be watching the excitement in Connecticut on Tuesday. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much.